L'amour Est Noir, a story written by Alex Laredo, Ismail Rabi, Danila Karaban, and Aiden Habibi. Honothan Pierre, the oldest of three brothers, Angelo and Francesco, was born in the western slums of Paris, France. When Honothan was just 13, a tragic house fire left the place he knew all his life in ash. Their father died within hours, while their mother died in Honothan's arms as he desperately tried to nurse her to health. He raised his two brothers by himself in isolation and taught them all he could with a 7th grade education. He made ends meet by polishing businessmen's shoes on the side of dirty, crime-filled streets. At the age of 18, with his brothers only being 11 and 15, he found someone to give him a generous loan and decided to open his own shoe carpentry and cleaning business. One day, when the sun shined a little brighter and the city seemed a little nicer, the prettiest girl skips down the street towards the Pierre cobblery. Rose Papillion was born into a wealthy family of French sports legends. She herself was a natural swimmer like her mother, Elena de Aramitz, who won 2 gold medals in the 1932 Summer Olympics. Her dad, a retired rugby player, was very protective of the men she saw and would be very strict with her freedoms. She herself was not very close with her family, for they were always busy with their travels and investments. While her parents were away on vacation, she decided to stroll into town and see the world for what it truly was, outside of her lonesome plantation.
Have any broken shoes? Get them repaired right here at the Pierre cobblery, exclaims the voice. She notices that the man who advertised his business is a tall, scruffy-looking man, who she finds an odd attraction to. Purposely, she frayers her laces with her nail file and walks into the cobblery. "I don't suppose you repair laces, do you?" she asks with a gleaming smile. Honothan, shocked that his on-the-spot tactic actually worked, sprints to the back of the store and fetches a new pair of laces, only to realize that he forgot to greet her. Feeling foolish, he comes back and nervously introduces himself. "Here you go, ma'am. My name is Honothan. I apologize for being so hasty," he says, nervously. It is not difficult for Rose to see that he is shy, and she finds this very cute, replying, "Thank you, Honothan. I am Rose. This is no need to apologize. My parents tell me that a man who is quick to do business is one of good character."
"Rose, on this day, I called out to you because I thought you were the prettiest woman I have ever seen. Since that day, my love for you has grown into a bond that I cannot associate with any other person, and I want you to spend the rest of my years with you. Rose Papillion, will you marry me?" On April 20th, 1941, Honothan Pierre and Rose Papillion married at
Basilique du Sacré-Cœur de Montmartre,
a church in France. However, with great tragedy and remorse, Honothan is drafted to the French army the very next day and will fight in the front lines of World War II. Rose, being his newly wed partner in life, finds that she cannot live without him and secretly follows to Berlin as a nurse, stationed at the same camp where her husband is based. Rejoiced at the fact that she will be able to see him after her shift, she tells the general not to inform Honothan of her arrival. She wishes to surprise him herself after a day's battle.
While working, she's appalled by the gore and sickening sight that the French soldiers undertake on the lines of war. However, she takes the images and fantasies out of her mind by imagining the warm embrace soon to be received when Honothan returns from war. Suddenly, she sees another victim from battle being wheeled into the hospital tent, only to discover that it is her beloved Honothan that has been shot in the chest. He's assigned to her caretaking, but she is told that he will not make it, for the bullet that has grazed his heart cannot be removed due to the lack of doctoral advancement at this time period. Paralyzed with shock, she can only weep and hold her love as his life slowly escapes with him from each breath that emits from his dying lungs. Dazed, his last words gently creep out of his mouth, just faint enough for Rose to hear them. "My darling, with every broken heart, a new rose of meaning blooms in the garden of love. You live on forever in my heart." Grief-stricken, Rose returns to Paris and lays Honothan at his final resting point in St. Owen's Cemetery, 2 blocks down from the Pierre cobblery. As a single tear falls from her cheek onto her love's gravestone, the memories they shared gleam in her heart as she pictures her life without him.